I've got to get this plough sorted because it's in my garage and it's in the way, and I bought it because I thought it'd be fun to fix up, and now I hate it. Because in the past 3 days, I've hit my knee on this 3 times. So it just needs to go. It's quite fun looking, but it's not getting the attention it deserves here. I don't really know much about it. It's an Culto plough. Rotary, whatever. It's got a Villiers engine. I think it's all there. There's a pulley missing here by the looks of things. But I think that was to drive like another optional attachment, like a rotavator or whatever. This is currently set up as a plough and I don't have any other attachments for it. And there's 2 handles, the cables are missing, one down here. Took a while to work out how you're meant to start it, I'll show you. Yeah, it was cheap in an auction, I thought it looked cool. So I'm just gonna get it running and then flog it. However, if I get it running, I do intend to try and at least use the plough once. Maybe not on the lawn. Right, let's have a little look over it. It's got these big, I think they're partially a wheel weight, and also they would dig into wet ground nicely. I think that's what they're for. The tyres are completely flat. It's actually sitting on these steel things. I did put air in it when I got them. They went down over a few days, so it will probably do. I've got a weight at the front that just lifts off. I'll try to deliver on it. Operating wise, not a clue what all the bits do, but I've got a good idea. So this Bowden cable that's snapped, I think all that did was lift this pin, which probably just rotates this. I don't think I'm going to need that feature. I'll probably unscrew this and just check that that is just some kind of operating pin for that. And if it is, I'm not going to fix it because I don't need to move the handles. They won't move anyway. They're screwed by the brackets here. When it's set up as a plough, can't move the handles. You wouldn't better turn it the other way. We have this that feels very much like a gear changer. Bit loose on the pivot, but whatever. I think that's some kind of probably forward and reverse. I don't know if it has speeds. This, I think, is probably a clutch. It feels like a clutch. It should have a Bowden cable running through there and into there. And I think, given that the cable would come out there, that probably goes up to that handle. Up there. This is actually how you start it, as far as I can tell. This seems to turn the gearbox, which turns the engine. And if you pull it, it makes engine turning noises. The fuel tank's very rusty inside. Horrible. I don't really want to be cleaning that out and getting all that scunge in there, so I'll probably run it off a temporary tank, to be honest, just to see if it works. Also, that valve just comes out because the seal has disintegrated. So to be honest, I don't really want to be playing with that tank. Carburetor, lovely Villiers logo on it. There's an oil bath air filter. It's the oil in the bottom. And I think it's an oil bath. They generally work while the air has to go around a bunch of corners, 180-degree turns, as it goes through. And basically when it turns at the bottom, the dirt carries on forwards and crashes into the oil and gets trapped. They're very efficient. Choke here. It says open or closed. That's free and moving. I don't really want to interfere with these sort of crimps, but this one's come off anyway. This was up here. So I may unscrew there and just put some fuel in and just see if it works there. Like I said, I don't really want to have to clean that tank out. Sadly, this is just going to be a quick get it going to prove it works and then flog it. It's heavy, it's in the way, and I keep hurting myself on it. Right, where should we start? I think we should start with the cable for the clutch. I've already been hunting for one. I'm not sure if I've got enough pieces here to build something. It won't be right, but it'll work. my concern is that if I start it and it is somehow in gear and I don't realise, it will drive off. So I'd like to have a working clutch. So I'm just going to look at some of my bits and bobs, see if I can find something that will work here. Yes, I've ripped my glove. I'll change it in a minute. I have got off other old mowers and stuff, things. Now this one looks fairly likely. I think this thread looks similar. So I'm going to unscrew that in a second and try and screw that in. I'll cut the spring off and this massive steel thing, because in there is just a blob, and I'm hoping that'll go in there like that. And then what's on the end of it? Nothing's on the end of it. So I'll see if this fixes into the handle that's already up there, and if not, I think it was one of these. I might just attach a handle elsewhere just to get it going, because I'd imagine if someone wants to buy this, they're going to be a real enthusiast and they'll probably want to restore it. I'm not a restorer. I don't do paint or anything like that. I just get things going. So it would be a waste for me to do anything anyway. So let's just get it going. I'm gonna have a look at those cables and I'll show you what I managed to sort out. Right, I started to put a cable in, had the right thread on that bit. It's a bit wrong. And it reaches, but it doesn't, the end is too small. The barrel end on it's too small. I thought about fitting the handle that it came with, but it doesn't fit on the bars because the bars are too big. So that cable's out. Found this one, which is way too short, but I'm pretty sure that's the right thread. It's got a little nipple end on it, which will hook into there, okay. Try and get that up there, so that should work. I think I'm gonna have to cut some outer off to move this back so it actually adjusts. And I think this barrel end will work in the existing handle, but it's far too short, so I have to move the handle right down the handle. I know it's going to look stupid, but I'm trying to get it going, so let's try that. This has obviously been bodged before. I'm pretty sure this is the clutch one. It's got a random bit of cable and a bolt through it. It should look like this. That's the barrel end of a snapped cable. Yeah. But yes, I'm going to undo these screws. I've already loosened them so I could move it round. I'm just going to slide it down here somewhere and operate it there. Let's try that. This is not helpful. You're not really helping, are you? You're just here. Okay, maybe you should go. Leave it. There you go. Right, now go away. No, don't play with it. Turn the outer into a bunch of little rings that I need to get off. Let's see what this is. Right, it's seized, but I can see a spring and what I think is a plunger, so I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Fill it up with WD-40 and leave it, I think. I'm not going to fray that off, but someone will one day. So, put the cable on, the barrel end did fit, it's a bit loose, but we're in the realms of good enough. Does that clippy? That clippy thing does nothing. Okay. But it does operate the clutch. I pull that. I mean, I'm calling it a clutch just because it feels like one. It could be anything. Okay, next. See what we can do with the engine. I'll take the air filter oil bath thing off first, I think. Well, got it off. You just unscrew that little thing there and flip that metal bar out the way. But I think it's melted at some point because that's not round anymore. And it had, excuse me, it had that in it, like wedged in it. I think it's meant to sit down nicely on those little rings, which is like a mesh, oil-covered mesh, which is the other part of an oil bath air filter. Clean frequently, wash in petrol. Villiers, lovely. So that's a bit knackered, but I think it will do. It will still do some filtering. I don't know if the carbs are right. I don't really want to take it apart. Getting bits for that would be a nightmare if I rip a gasket. So I will probably try taking this off next and dribbling some fuel down to see what it does. Well, I should try now this is off, I'll stick some easy start in it. See if it starts. I got a bit ahead of myself there, didn't I? Cleaning out air filters. I've got no idea if this works. Right, I've just fiddled with the gear shift thing all the way up. When you turn this over slowly, if you put it down any position, it starts to drive forward. So that's neutral, I think. There is oil in there. I don't know how good it is. Oh, was that a pop? Oh, it smells like it may have been. Oh goodness, what happened there? Did it drive backwards? I'm in reverse. Oh, I'm in reverse. Now I'm in neutral. Okay. Oh, well, it did something. Let's get some petroleum in it. There you go, and then that. It's meant to be in there. Like that. I mean, it's not great. It's obviously got too hot at some point. Whatever. I'm an idiot. I pushed that in there. I haven't put any oil in and now I can't get it out. To pour the oil down the side. What a pain. Alright, okay, fine. I'll do it in a minute. Let's stick some petrol in it. Okay, that didn't go so well. I undid that. It turned out that the nipple on the carburetor was broken. It fell off. Yet another reason why I'm not restoring this machine. I'm just trying to get it working. I should better push a little bit of pipe onto that. Some form of makeshift tank. But yeah, it literally fell off the second I touched it. And this pipe is not exactly rubber anymore. I have rigged up a temporary tank, which is a horrible looking thing. However, now don't laugh, this looks awful compared to this, but you saw what was in there, a whole pile of rust. Look at this. Got brand new in there. So I'll put some fuel in that and we'll see what it does. Pulled the fuel pipe off to make sure fuel was getting through, and it is. Well, put the choke on. Give it a go. I should probably put the fuel cap on so that I don't burn the garage down. Fast enough, do you? I was so unsure it was going to start. I didn't think about how to turn it off. So I ended up turning the fuel off on the new tank. The tap is leaking slightly, not great. Also need another cable tie because the tank's trying to escape. But worked. Okay, now we should wheel it out and see what that clutch does and see if it works. Oh, I should put some air in the tyres. Something to do. There we go, in all its glory. Put some air in the tyres. They're actually holding it very cracked, so I'm not going to trust them very long. I put some oil in the oil bath air filter and let's give it a go. I still don't know what that handle does. I should work out what that handle does first. Oh, it just must be a clutch, mustn't it? It just must be. I don't see what else it could be. Let's find out. So when I pulled the handle over, it was turning the wheels when I put it in gear. When I pulled the clutch, it only turned the wheels, whereas before it was turning the wheels of the engine. Sorry, poor explanation. Yes, it's a clutch. The clutch does work-ish. It was still trying to pull, so I had to hold the clutch, hold the whole machine back with one hand, and then reach over and like knock it out of gear. So I just adjusted the cable on there. I've just wound that out a bit to put a bit more tension on because I think that's what it needs. And I think we all know that this driveway needs a furrow in it. I don't know if that's possible. Even if that's the right word. Is it a furrow? I think it is. Hello, chickens. So they don't look that much. And actually, you can be behind the camera. Move you. There. Still good for now. There you go. Big enough to lose a foot in. Oh dear. I'd say if it wasn't a hard compacted driveway, it'd probably do alright. Get that turd. You get that bit. Okay, bye. Whatever. Short video because it works. I'm going to take that tank back off. I'm going to keep that. And I'm going to flog it as it is. I'm happy it runs. It really was a does it run, will it plough type video. But it's done. And a cool bit of kit. I think she might be slightly more effective than the plough. I'm not sure. Bye. Right, well, thank you for watching my video on an auto Culto plough. Short one, but it runs. Fantastic. Thanks for that. Don't forget, like the video, really helps out the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. And subscribe, always subscribe. Subscribe now.